Welcome on board City Bus H1C. The 1980s was the era of rapid development for both City Bus and Hong Kong. The eye-catching yellow livery was the trendy and edgy symbol, quacking becoming a key component of the urban landscape. To celebrate the 45th anniversary of City Bus, we are launching the special Route H1C Historic Party, bringing citizens and tourists back to the roaring 80s through the footprint of City Bus in the past 45 years, and reminiscing about the good old days of Hong Kong. We are about to enter the Southern District via the Aberdeen Tunnel, one of the key milestones of Network 26, as most of the Network 26 routes are based in Southern District. Aberdeen Tunnel, construction started in 1979, and the both tubes were opened on March 1982 and March 1983 respectively. With the completion of the Aberdeen Tunnel, it becomes more convenient for residents in the Southern District to travel to and from the city. It only takes 20 minutes to travel to and from the Central District. Hidden inside the Aberdeen Tunnel is a mysterious particle physics laboratory, which is also the only cave laboratory in Hong Kong. The laboratory was built in 1980. At that time, physics researchers from the University of Hong Kong planned to conduct research in cosmic particles. Since this research needed to minimize the interference of cosmic rays, they searched for a suitable experimental site in Hong Kong. Researchers found that the Aberdeen Tunnel, which is under construction at that time, is located within Mount Cameron and Mount Nicholson. It can use the natural terrain as a barrier to block interference from external cosmic rays and is suitable to build a laboratory. The traffic of Aberdeen Tunnel was light at that time. Tunnel staffs could be easier to block one of the tunnels to allow researchers and students to enter the laboratory. However, the traffic of tunnels increased afterwards. Researchers and students can only enter the laboratory when the tunnel is closed to carry out regular maintenance at midnight. This causes the researcher to compress the time to research into 4 hours only. Due to research needs, the power supply was upgraded, and internet service was also available afterwards. The laboratory environment improved gradually. After the experiment was done, the laboratory was closed for a long period as there is no similar type of scientific experiment that happens in Hong Kong. Until 2006, the departments of physics from HKU and CUHK were using the laboratory for a short period due to the physical experiment of neutrinos for surrounding area and a nuclear plant. Prior Network 26, the main business of City Bus was charter services. In addition to the employee service at Taikoo Dockyard, the other well-known service of City Bus provided is the non-franchised shuttle service for Ocean Park. This is also City Bus's first service to the general public and is the predecessor of Route 629. The main form of service is charter service and travels between Admiralty and Central to Ocean Park. In 1981, City Bus converted a number of buses that originally ran this route into open-top buses, becoming the first open-top double-decker buses in Hong Kong and attracting a large number of people to ride. After that, brand new buses were used a good impression to passengers and travellers. Apelichao, the second most densely populated island in the world. Residents on the island can rely on bus service across the Apelichao Bridge to connect to Hong Kong Island or use Kaito to travel to Aberdeen from Apelichao Main Street. In 1993, City Bus took over 26 routes from China Motor Bus, with most of the Network 26 routes originating from the Southern District, including 6 routes serving Aberdeen. Aberdeen can be considered as a cornerstone for City Bus in the early stage of its bus operation development. Until now, the demand of City Bus Route 98 remains most of passengers' choice of transportation to and from Aberdeen. Leeton Estate is the second public housing project on Apelichao Island. At that time, the government specifically wanted all residents to enjoy the beautiful sea view. Therefore, a lot of effort were put into the designs. In the 1980s, the scenery in here could be said to be the best in public housing. In addition to the Sham-Wan where yachts gather, you can also overlook the East Lamar Channel, the track of the Ocean Park mine train roller coaster, You can also see the Jumbo Kingdom floating restaurant glowing in the dark of Aberdeen Typhoon Shelter at night. Leeton Estate is also very important to the history of City Bus. During Network 26, here was one of a key terminus. In addition, we also provide a large number of air-conditioned bus services here, and we were a pioneer in the industry back then. Wafu Estate was built in 1967, as known as luxury apartment for public. Furthermore, Wafu Estate is next to Kellock Bay Cemetery. The nearby Waterfall Bay also spread numerous of urban tales. This causes Wafu Estate to be covered a layer of mystery. Meanwhile, Wafu Estate is a part of city bus development history, which includes the route of 48, 170 among the Network 26 that depart from Wafu Estate. In our 45th anniversary event, we deliberately collaborate with local artist Ms. Baraho to paint street art installation and themed as Network 26 in Wafu South Bus Terminus. The Dairy Farm Ranch was founded in 1886 by Scottish surgeon Patrick Manson. He believed that milk is good for health and it was worth to promote to Chinese. So he spent 30,000 Hong Kong dollar at that time to establish a ranch in Pok Fu Lam area and purchased 80 dairy cattle from the UK. Meanwhile, he hired experts to take good care of British dairy cows. The ranch ended in the 1980s, and part of it was converted into Baguio Villa and Wafu Estate. Today, the remains of the ranch are scattered along both sides of Pok Fu Lam Road and around Sifu Fuyuan. The former Pok Fu Lam office of the dairy company was converted into a theatre by the Academy of Performing Arts. The former senior staff quarters have also been revitalized in the exhibition hall, where guided tours are held regularly for public education. Pok Fu Lam village has a history of about 200 years. According to legend among the villagers, the traditions of Pok Fu Lam fire dragon dance originated from a pandemic that occurred in the Pok Fu Lam area at the end of the 19th century. At that time, the villagers believed that incense could ward off disasters and diseases. Meanwhile, the dragon was a symbol of auspiciousness, so they tied grass into a dragon-like shape. The dragon's body was filled with lit incense sticks, and it paraded throughout the village to pray for the safety of the villagers. In recent years, villagers are actively inheriting and promoting the fire dragon dance. You can enjoy the fire dragon dance in the night of the 14th day and 15th day of the 8th lunar calendar, with us even the day of the Mid-Autumn Festival. The traditions of the fire dragon dance has gradually become a well-organized large scale of festivals in recent years. The Western Harbour Crossing was officially opened to traffic in 1997. The Western Harbour Crossing is Hong Kong's third cross-harbour tunnel and the first dual-tube, 3-lane, separate immersed tube cross-harbour tunnel in Hong Kong. The Western Harbour Crossing has the largest capacity among the 3 cross-harbour tunnels in Hong Kong. As one of the infrastructures in the airport's core plan, the city flight routes also rely on the Western Harbour Crossing to transport passengers rapidly between the airport and Hong Kong Island. At the same time, the Western Harbour Crossing has also acted as an important role in the bus industry. The first route using Western Harbour Crossing 970 still exists today and carries many passengers every day. City Bus's cross-border bus service officially commenced on January 1, 1985. The Route 500, which operated between Tsim Sha Tsui and Shenzhen. It passed through Shenzhen City, Xiangmihu, Shenzhen Bay Hotel, and Xili Lake. 500 only operated 1 to 2 round trips per day initially. City Bus actively worked to enhance the service quality, and in February of the same year, several air-conditioned buses were introduced to the cross-border service lineup. At that time, the entire journey took approximately 3 hours to the China district. Until 1987, the number of air-conditioned double-deckers that operate in cross-boundary routes had increased to 5. In 1989, City Bus established a new bus station at China Hong Kong City and Tsim Sha Tsui and named a City Bus Kowloon Station. This station became an important hub for City Bus cross-boundary route for over a decade. In the same year, City Bus further enhanced its services by adding 12 new double-decker air-conditioned luxury buses to the fleet, becoming a leader in the industry. Within that identical year, City Bus also launched a new cross-boundary tomb sweeping Route 501. We operated this route with air-conditioned double-decker buses, shuttled between Hong Kong and Shenzhen Taipang One Cemetery. We can even arrange the purchase of sacrifices such as incense, sacrificial food, and fresh flowers on behalf of passengers, allowing passengers to place the order of offerings in Hong Kong and pick them up in mainland China to avoid the inconvenience of carrying various items back to their hometown. This service can be seen as pioneering in Hong Kong bus services, a move that was unprecedented. The former Kowloon Fire Station was built in 1920s as a two-story red brick building, with the upper floor serving as dormitories and the lower floor as a garage. After 2 years later, a two-story building was added as additional dormitories. In the early 2000s, the former Kowloon Fire Station, along with the former Marine Police Headquarters, was renovated by private developers and transformed into the present-day 1881. The former Marine Police Headquarters building features architectural elements from the Victorian era, with a shared stable next to the old Tsim Sha Tsui Police Station. To the south of the building, there is a two-story clock tower, which served as the timekeeping location before the Signal Hill Clock Tower was commissioned in 1907. After the timekeeping device was relocated, the space was converted into the Marine Police Exhibition Hall. Thank you all for accompanying with City Bus. As we look back on the journey of City Bus during this H1C route, we hope to continually refresh your impression of us, challenge ourselves, and pushing new boundaries in the days to come. We are about to arrive at the final stop. Thank you for choosing City Bus. And we hope we can always see you all in the future.